For now, in these early November days of 1957, we know that the long and terrible chapter of human struggle has been finished. That is, it is finished for those who want it that way. For the others, the die-hard skeptics, the sinister secretives, the know-it-alls, the so-whatters, for all these and others of their tribe, special provision will be made, but elsewhere, somewhere, not here, not on this planet. It has really had it, and far, far beyond the call of duty. That call first came sounding through the entire galaxy 19 million years ago. The universe had assembled a large number of refugees from evolution. These were the laggards, the leftovers, the rejected ones from other planets and stars in this and other solar systems. Using their free will in a destructive manner, they had made orphans of themselves by refusing the guidance of their own higher natures, their own divine selves, and preferred to dally away their time in experimenting with miscreations of their own, rather than in learning to create according to the divine plan. They contributed nothing constructive to the whole of which they were an integral part. They had skipped so many classes in evolution that they could not hope to catch up. Their miscreations proved so imperfect and destructive that they were finally refused further opportunities to incarnate within their own groups. So the Earth people came forward and offered to help the laggards by receiving them into families here. No other planet had a classroom for these problem students, or at least no other planet was willing to tackle the job of trying to redeem them. But the Earth was a young planet, vigorous and strong, magnificently beautiful, abundant and full of promise. Disease was unknown. There was no distress in the sense of strain or pain. Members of the first root race were brought to the Earth in a natural spaceship, a force field formed by their Manu, M-A-N-U. They were accompanied by their teachers, sages, and heriots, representing the 7 great cosmic rays, the sacred flames, which contain within their fiery essence all the virtues of the Godhead. This first group settled down in what is now familiarly known as the Grand Teton area in Wyoming. That country is still beautiful today, but in those days the entire globe was a sphere of unrivaled beauty. It is said that Amaryllis, the goddess of spring, so loved the earth that she spent 900 years supervising its decoration, preparing it for the first guest. Over the entire globe the climate was always pleasant, neither too warm nor too cold, a land of eternal spring. There were no storms, floods, hurricanes, blizzards, or natural catastrophes, because there was no discord among the people. Human beings definitely make their own weather conditions. Moreover, the clear and beautiful lower atmosphere around the earth became steadily more and more radiant as the heriots and sages instructed the people how to draw forth the God essence of the rays, how to magnetize and anchor the sacred fire upon their altars so that it would be readily available for use for any practical purpose that might arise. The people had chosen to come into physical embodiment in order to use their thoughts, feelings, spoken words, and actions in the material atmosphere of these lower realms, and thereby gain self-mastery within a certain environment. Embodiment was in the nature of a scientific experiment, an opportunity to use the sacred flame on matter of a low vibration, and yet secure a harmonious result. These people knew that matter was spirit slowed down, and that spirit was matter speeded up. And more and more energy was drawn forth from the 7 rays and anchored in matter, the colors in the lower atmosphere of the earth became beautiful, positive, and constructive. The music of the spheres was a natural outpouring from the earth because of the sustained radiation. And in those days all the stars and planets sang together in one vast symphonic paean of praise to the God of love, who had created a great cosmic paradise for his children. The earth people living in this radiant atmosphere were constantly bathed in these glorious emanations, which flooded the earth from outer space, and then ascended back to the source. For it is the nature of the flame, even physical fire, to rise. As a result, the people felt buoyant, energized, and spiritually attuned at all times. Their vision was unclouded, and they had not only the visible and tangible evidence of the incoming rays and the rising flames, but they were in constant association with cosmic beings, masters of the ageless wisdom, archangels, and the seraphic and cherubic host. Each root race was supposed to spend 14,000 years on the planet, permitting the formation of 7 subraces, each under one of the 7 rays. That arrangement gave opportunity for a full round of experience under 49 different sets of conditions. The first 2 root races accomplished this with ease, for they had no weight of discord upon them. At the close of this type of initiation into self-mastery, each individual then accomplishes the ascension. That is, he has attained complete command over matter so that he was able to raise the vibration of the physical atoms which composed his body and ascend to his home star to await his next evolutionary assignment. Save for the long drag of time, the initiatory system on this planet remains the same today. At some time, in some embodiment, each individual must make his own ascension. He must be able to achieve mastery over matter, raise the vibrations of his physical body, form a force field or personal spaceship, and ascend to his home star. During the present Aquarian age, all death, as we know it today, will cease on this planet. Each individual will be scientifically trained to make his ascension, exactly as it is done on other planets. The clue to the ascension, in olden times as well as now, is the use of love. If there is any discord shown toward matter, toward a physical atom, it is impossible to raise the vibration in a natural way, but only by the use of brute force, such as modern scientists advocate. Discord has the effect of lowering vibrations. The early initiates were trained by adepts from other planets who came to the earth to assist the first inhabitants. Each individual, in experimenting with matter, was trained to lovingly call forth the God substance, which forms the nucleus of the atom, inviting it to rise and return to the source. The entire atom responded by increasing the rate of its revolution and rising. This method is still the one and only method by which the ascension can be achieved today. Each and every human being must make the ascension from this earth classroom before he can progress further in evolution elsewhere. Love is the one and only answer. Jesus, the great disciple of light, demonstrated the ascension 2,000 years ago. But the dark forces working within churchianity perverted the true teachings, and the long-suffering public continues to suffer and pay the bills. The third root race, under the loving direction of its Manu, spread its activities out over the globe to the east and west, the north and the south. The objective was always the same, to call forth the God essence within the rays, to anchor that divine energy within matter, thus spiritualizing the very earth itself, so that eventually the atoms would open like budding flowers, freeing the imprisoned light in the center of the atom, a light which had gained in brilliance because of its service of the planet. The light thus set free by the action of the descending cosmic rays joined the great ascending flame that rose from the earth on its way back home to the source.